Do you have any advice for up and coming producers trying to break into an already oversaturated market?
Yes. Um, I would say that, of course, chase your dreams. Um, but I think it's paramount to be true to who you are. Um, real artists, real lovers of the craft, I would tell them to um, be be true to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's really simple. Just
That's
it's
fun.
be true to yourself.
So Gensu, what have you been listening to over the last 5 or so months since the pandemic hit?
Mm. That this whole situation that the world, in particular the United States, that we find ourselves in, strange times that we're in, and
Mm-hmm.
um, pressure and restrictions can really reveal uh, the true character of an individual. So
Indeed.
I'm mindful of that. But um, for some strange reason, I've been playing a lot of like traditional jazz. I've been listening to a lot of Coltrane. I've been playing Love Supreme over and over and over and over and over, which I've never really done before. Um, there is a local or band out of Houston, private press group called Bubba Thomas and the Light Men. Excuse me, and they traditional jazz, but some songs are kind of funky,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been playing a lot of their music. Um, just I don't know why, because that's not really my favorite
Mm-hmm.
style of jazz, but for some reason I have been playing a tremendous amount of traditional jazz, Coltrane,
I was gonna
Miles.
say, I feel like Coltrane's some feel good music though, so it might be
Yeah,
good for your soul.
been
Mm-hmm.
playing a lot of that.
So I've seen you tease some new music on here. Was there a quarantine order in Austin that gave you the time and space to create, or was this already in the works?
Kind of already in the works. There were periods of time where I wasn't really creating, um, but there were bursts, there were moments where um, I would have this inspiration to create. And so I would, get on the machine and do some things. But I am wrapping up something that I'm extremely excited about.
Nice.
Um, I hadn't put out any music in a while, and I am very excited about this new record. And I think people will be a little surprised by who the artist is, but pleasantly surprised. And I have another record that's done. I just have to start mixing it and stuff, and it's incredible. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited for the world to hear this guy. This is my guy, and he's an incredible MC and an incredible writer, and he deserves and has earned the right for the world to hear him.
Nice.
And I'm just excited that it has finally gonna happen. I've been knowing
When
this
will we
cat
hear
for,
more? When will we hear more?
you know, I'm not really sure of dates until when I turn the record in,
Mm-hmm.
then I have then I can predict
Right.
have a better trajectory of when
Mm-hmm.
something comes out. And with the whole, quarantine and COVID-19
Mm-hmm.
situation, it's hard to tell when something will be released. I know we can release stuff digitally, and that's
Right.
cool, but I like to at least have some knowledge of when the physical copies are going to, because, I'm a vinyl guy. So if my record doesn't get pressed to wax, it's no deal. So, but, I'm excited. I mean, some stuff is coming, and there's some instrumental stuff that I'm doing also that I'm excited about that I think people will really dig. So, yeah.
Looking forward. So there's a post on your feed where you share that you were asked once if you would allow the events of the world to make you anything other than your own self. Can you elaborate on why your answer was emphatically no?
Yeah. Early on when you and I were talking, I mentioned about a certain set of principles that govern my life. And they have governed my life since I was 16 years old. And in these set of principles, it's obligatory to be transparent with yourself, honest with yourself. And I know in certain schools of psychology, they talk about being products of your environment, something like that. So I get it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be a thing. And so when I made that post, I felt moved to make it, for one. I felt led to make that statement, that post. But I have been doing the knowledge to how people were reacting to the conditions of that day and that time. And environment can, when like I said, when we start having restrictions and people start setting up parameters, it can really bring out the God or devil in an individual. And so I just wanted to vocalize and hopefully speak to and inspire people that may be feeling defeated by what we're all having to deal with, that do not allow these outside conditions change the good in you. Do not allow your lower self to subdue your higher self because of these conditions. And, not to be preachy or philosophical, but that's, I wanted to share that.
I don't think there's anything preachy about that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how many, followers I have. So you're never really sure who's listening, but you just never know who you may touch and inspire or talk off a ledge. And so I just wanted to share with anyone that was willing to listen to be mindful of these conditions and don't allow what we're experiencing bring out the worst in you, but absorb that energy and bring out the best. There's a lesson we study called Love Hella Right, which talks about, in spirit, that particular lesson speaks to enduring hardship. Love, which is like understanding, supremely understanding these hardships, hardship being the hell, the trial of your life, to only come out right. So that's all that I meant.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Gensu. It was so great talking to you. Do you have anything else you want to add or promote?
Only you. I thank you for sharing your time and your platform with me. I think what I consider you journalists, what you all do, is equally as important to what we do in creating. And so I thank Allah for you. Thank you. For your platform and your time and chatting with me tonight. I appreciate
anytime. It. Come back on anytime if you want to promote anything.
and women that are into hip hop is super dope to me. So then there's that.
Yeah. Since '92.
Word.
Well, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Peace.
Thanks, Gensu. Have a good night.